Hi, this is ZvT on Colosseum. It's another Mech game, just like I promised. Uh, since after all, one FPVOD about Mech just doesn't cover it, and even if I made like two more, it still doesn't cover it, and so like as well as I would want to. But at least two will cover it a bit better than just one, and so on. So this is on Colosseum, and just like on Medusa or Destination, it's not that well, you see mech pretty often. Like you can see infantry as well, but you gotta be mentally prepared for the fact that you might be meched and so on. Um, so that pretty much means that usually you send a pretty early scout unless you do a pool first build and so on. And since there's obviously some time over here, like well, there are really on this map it's quite popular to do a 12 hatchery build. At least I personally like it, since you have that creep in front of your choke, which allows you to place an easy sunken colony even before your natural expansion hatchery finishes. So making a hatchery first in this map is pretty popular, since you have a good chance of defending against even if he does kind of a fast rush and so on. Unlike on some maps where it's very difficult due to the distances between your main and your natural and so on. But I decided to go with the overpull anyway in this game. I also sent a drone to scout a bit earlier. This is simply so because I want to know faster and with more certainty on what he might be doing. Is he gonna do mech, or what is he gonna do? And there's also the fact that I might be able to sunken rush with this with additional zerglings if I do this. So I place my natural hatchery over here and so on, and now I pretty much just keep making a few links just to be sure that I will be able to defend if he does any kind of BBS or something in the middle, who knows. And secondly, I can also counterattack him, or at least force him to delay his expansion or many things if I make a few more links. Now I notice that he's actually just walling in, so my links are not able to pass through that wall in, and so I decided, and since like the reason, this is exactly the reason why so many Terrans actually send an SCV to kill that creep colony earlier on. I can force them to do so many things. Like he has to build a bunker, he has to keep making marines instead of making that command center, and many other things. Like this is exactly why they usually send one SCV earlier on to kill that neutral sunken colony, so that I'm unable to do this. In any case, this really pays off. Of course, I lose a lot, like 175 minerals in doing this, but I also am able to kill several of his marines. I mean SCVs, and force him to make so many marines that bunker repair costs and so on. Overall, it really paid off, and this is why almost all Terrans like to send one or two SCVs to kill that natural sunken colony early on. So that this doesn't happen, and it really does often happen unless the Terran really pays attention, or does some kind of a double rack, in which case they will have enough marines to fend this off anyway, regardless if I do this. But anyway, since I figure that this is Colosseum and there's a high chance that he's gonna go mech, so I decided to make a quick lair. And against mech, you just want to have as quick lair as simply possible and as quick tech as simply possible. It really just makes things so much safer. Of course, you can play 3 hatchery build against mech as well, but in that case, you really gotta be prepared for whatever he might do and so on. Over here I was really careless. I kinda forgot that he might be doing mech, so my sunken colony over here is actually a bit late. Like this is a bit risky. I was forced to pull all these drones out so that I would be able to stop his run by attempt until my sunken colony pops. Like right now that my sunken colony is out, I really don't have that much problems, but I could have had problems, and and that's really not good. I should have started the sunken colony a bit earlier. I also started my hydraulisk then after I realized that he's going mech, simply because I might need a couple more hydraulisks for like those hydraulisks will be very necessary if it comes to him making some kind of weird rushes like dropship play, making more vultures than what I expect, for example, for a run by or something, and many other things, which is I want to make a couple of hydraulisks. Of course, now that I was able to stop him from doing that vulture harass, and now that I have a sunken colony, it's not in quite as big of a hurry. Now that I figured out that he actually has several vultures, and I also figured out that he has speed, so it's pretty obvious that he's gonna try and just run through this thing with his vultures, and this is exactly what you want to do in that case. On any map. On Colosseum this works better than in most maps, but this is what you want to do in any map. You want to wall in yourself so that vultures cannot pass by, and that's one option. Since my hydraulisks were a bit late, since I wanted to drone a bit more, it's possible, but in that case you gotta be cautious. Then I kind of placed that extra sunken colony just to be sure, but what though I cancelled it after the threat was over, since my hydras are out anyway, to save money. But I gotta be careful for that sort of stuff, and that is exactly what you want to do on any map. But on maps like Destination, or where the possibilities or the choke where they can run through from is much larger, you might use other buildings such as your third hatchery or your hydraulisk den, and perhaps even a spire. If you've seen pro games where they do mech or something, then it's pretty typical, in fact, that they use their both hydraulisk den and a spire if they play two hatchery play against mech. Now I also check down over here with my overlord just to figure out what he might be doing, and now that it's pretty clear that he's not making a quick expansion, and I knew that for a while, in fact, but it's like he made quick vultures, and he had quite a few of them, so it's pretty obvious that he's gonna be making two factory play, and probably with Goliaths as well. So like, my Metalisks are unlikely to do any real damage, at least at this point, so I decided to just make quick hydras to stop whatever he might be doing and so on. My mistake was that I perhaps revealed a bit too easily that I had several hydras. Like, he already saw 4 hydras over there, so he might be suspecting that I'm actually making a lot of hydras instead of miras, but that was maybe one of my mistakes. But I figured out that since he made a 2 factory play and he's not even taking an expansion, it pretty much means that he's gonna have he's gonna have more than enough Goliaths to fend off whatever thing I might